flooded around my city. Feel me if you hear me sip. Water like a fish sip. Box water to the gillies, yeah. This a new wave, this a takeover. Do it for the future, time to get a world a makeover. Time never stops, no the timing is not. Time to clean up the block. Streets been a mess, how can I breathe? Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me and watch me educate. Yeah, we been could've started, but it's never late. Do it for my kids, yeah, let's set it straight. Do it for your kids, gotta set it straight. It's time to regulate, we need change now. We need solar, we need EV in the game now. Make it changes so the earth we know can stay around. Make it changes cause we had no time for playing around. Let's quit the playing around. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, we going green. New car goes zoom, but it's quiet. You can hear me come and think I'm lying. If I said I'm perfect, I'd be lying. I can say I'm perfect, but I'm trying. I'ma give my all till I'm dying. I'm the new Captain Planet, here to make changes, not damage. World on my shoulders while I'm standing. I'm the new Captain Planet, here to make changes, not damage. World on my shoulders while I'm standing. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, we going green.
Don't you wanna have fun? Fool around someone? 'Cause don't you wanna have fun? Don't you wanna have some fun?
Yeah, these babies said that they don't got a future like it burns. So give him something worse to kill his head with, make him forget somehow. Might be that another day she would have wished he stayed, but they're done. Sorries won't be enough this time. Yeah, he's calling all his friends to get some action and distract him right now. He's fine, got Lucy on the line, let's get this started. Where's the party tonight? I feel good, nothing weighs me down. I can't believe my luck right now. Red eyes while he said, don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with someone. Don't you wanna have fun? Never mind my dumb heart, it needs a little kickstart. 'Cause don't you wanna have fun? Don't you wanna have some fun? Don't you wanna have some fun? Ooh, who needs a job to pay the rent? He's busy. Gotta feel free sometimes, right? What doesn't make you will only make you stronger if you believe what they say. Might be that another day she would have wished he stayed, but they're done. Red eyes while he said, don't you wanna have fun? Fool around with someone. Don't you wanna have fun? Never mind my dumb.
Greetings to the crypto community. We are pseudo-anonymous. We are here to smash that like button. We believe this content needs to reach more people like you. We are watching. We are listening. Most importantly, we are liking and subscribing. We are pseudo-anonymous. Expect us.
Welcome, everyone, to Midday Crypto Charts with Road Dog. My name is Lane, your crypto road dog, helping to navigate through this crazy world that we call crypto. Crazy world quick sound check right there. So whether you're watching live or you're tuning in later, I welcome you to the show as we take a look at Bitcoin and the crazy thing that it's doing in the market. And if you caught the late night stream that I try to do nightly, or if you're catching this stream that I am trying to do about noon 30 weekdays, welcome. We were in quite a conundrum last night. The technical analysis was saying Bitcoin has to drop, but it wasn't dropping. It was insisting on being bullish and going up. And it was just a very confusing time, a very frustrating time, because you know how you want to set your trades up, and then but it looks like it's going to go against me. It really looks like it's going to go the other way. It's going to do something crazy. And you know, those market makers, they be crazy. So the conundrum that we were looking at was on the 4-hour chart that we've been following very closely here on the channel, where the Bitcoin price rose up above the 200 moving average on the 4-hour. That is technically a bullish sign. That is technically, hey, we're getting ready to make a big move. But there are commonly fake outs, but just the fact that we're closing candles above 4-hour, well, that's usually what we look at when we're trying to get into a trade going to the upside. And if you're trying to play this to go to the downside, well, obviously that works against you, which is what I've been doing over at some of the exchanges like Fairdesk. And what I was looking for was the 9 to cross the 200. That would be a little bit more of a confirmation that, yeah, that's probably going to sit in. And we got that too. And then price dumped. So clearly today there are a bunch of haters and a bunch of celebrators right now for Bitcoin, because some people were thinking, oh, this thing is getting ready to blast up to 28,000, 30,000. But then there's the rest, you know, other people looking at the other things on the chart saying, oh, this thing's going to come back a little bit, maybe even go lower now. So which is it? And it's still a little bit confusing, and still we're not out of the woods, but we are in a better shape for at least a correction and not just taking off all crazy. Not that it's bad. I know everyone wants Bitcoin prices to go up, but the charts are saying that overall we're looking at some more downside, and the only hope for it going up is just to get more dry powder, to get more stable coin, to take advantage of the lower prices that we may see. But there's a little shift in the market, so we have to take a closer look. There's some really cool things going on right now, leaning a little bit more toward Bitcoin than altcoins, although altcoins have been seeing an improvement the last few days. So we'll get into that in just a second. Right now I'm still in the 4-hour chart. We are not out of the woods here. We can still do a Hail Mary and go to the upside. There's still some very bullish signs here. For instance, my Ichimoku cloud being over here all nice and green, just ready to rock should Bitcoin want to. Nothing here saying, hey, better watch out. We're still in an area where we could take off in Bitcoin. That's just being honest. We're looking at the moving averages, and the 5 moving average strategy that I use is so helpful to help determine direction on price and finding price points. Very helpful to me to help keep my mind sane in this market. And we're below the 9, which means that our immediate trend has now flipped. When we're above the 9, that's what you want to see. That's a bullish trend right there. As long as you stay above 9 moving average on any time frame, that run is going good. Slip below it, oh, now we got a correction or a possible reversal on our hands. Now, when it slips below it, it will normally come back to the 21 moving average. That's its first target. And from here, it will either find support and bounce to the upside, which is what we could be seeing because we got a wick off of that. We're coming back to retest the 21 at about 26,270, somewhere in that area. If we catch support here, which we could do, we could break back out of this pattern and the bullish move could still be on. So if you are shorting these top tiers here, I just have to tell you to exercise caution. The biggest thing that I've got that may go in your favor to help give you a little bit more peace of mind that maybe you're making the right choice is our MACD 4-hour right here, where we got our bearish cross and the histogram is going into the negative, going into the purple section here. Hopefully that'll give you a little solace that you're on the right track because, I mean, even though this is a lagging indicator, it's pretty accurate. You can call the tops of markets with this thing. Looking at this on the weekly, you would have caught the end of the bull market. It was telling you, hey, it's coming. Hey, it's here when it crossed. So we've got that. This was the other cross. The last time it crossed on the 4-hour, this was the move that we had down. So we're getting across now. There should be a down movement, but things can be crazy with crypto. And we know that there are big players in the market right now, working with market makers, working with OC desk, which supposedly don't affect the price, but a big enough order, I think, would have some kind of effect at some point. And if you're doing a private sale, I mean, surely you don't want to sell your Bitcoin for $10,000 right now. So you would want a juicy price, even then, even if it is a little bit below current market. So losing this 21, we would then drop down to test our 50 and 100 areas. They're both right here, about 26,000. So losing these areas, those are the areas I'm looking for immediately for to find strong support. If we lose that, we'll have to look a little bit deeper. And I don't have any moving averages down there. Most of them are up here waiting to be hit. So very interesting. So one of the things that I am looking at is taking a Fibonacci for this movement. I suppose I should back out to give you a picture of the big story that we're actually looking for, because when you zoom out, that's when you get the most information. It's really your best charts to play. You use the smaller time frames, however small you want to go to kind of narrow in your moves. But for the overall move, it's good to look at the daily and the weekly. I think gives you a clearer picture of where things are going, where the smaller time frames will just leave you confused. So one thing that's worth noting right here is level area right here, and our RSI connecting. I'm looking for divergences. This definitely goes to the downside. So a little bit of divergence. The one thing that that's been concerning for me is that from here, from August to now, price is going down here. And if we start looking at our indicators, a lot of them, not just the RSI, but several others, where the bottom is going from the lows to highs. So for any of you not familiar with bullish divergence, it's the closest thing to a crystal ball that we have in the crypto market or in any market. Highly reliable. Sometimes you may see it not play out immediately, but it does play out. And this is the deal. So the shape that we got there, when we're looking for bullish divergence, we're going to the underside of price and to the underside of our indicator. It gave us this little shape right here where price was coming down and our indicator, the bottom of it, was coming up. So we got that little pointy triangle looking thing, like the greater than, equal than signs, which I always found confusing until I learned about that little fishy face eating the bigger one. That made all the difference in the world. So there's bullish divergence here is what we're saying. Now that usually signifies a reversal. And that's just the thing. Is this our pump up? This divergence indicates that we're going to get a pump up. And in the bigger picture thing, I'm expecting a pump up. And I've been saying this for several weeks. And I believe I even actually have it out here on the chart of my projection of what I was possibly seeing play out. I am expecting a bigger move to the downside. I'm just not expecting it quite yet. Although, you know, the bearish sentiment we've had in the last few weeks had to make me kind of rethink that. Well, gosh, I guess we could just go ahead and drop. We shouldn't. We're in the middle on the weekly chart here in the Ichimoku cloud, which normally will suck us into it and then spit price out on the other side. And then we got a little green cloud over here waiting to hopefully either, if it stays thin, push us to the upside, let us ride above it, or if it starts getting thick, you know, it'll draw us back into it like the red one did and just push us to the downside. And that's just basically how the simple method of using the cloud. So it is not uncommon for us to get a bump up. I don't think it would be seeing these levels, but I'm looking for a head and shoulders pattern to eventually play out where we will get a rise up to $28,000 makes sense. It really makes sense, and getting rejected at these moving average areas can bring us back down. We complete this pattern, which is bearish, and then it takes us down to both a measured move, which would be 20,442, or also to the 50 moving average on the weekly. That the measured move is 2144. If nothing else, I'm looking for a move down to 24,145 to this 50 weekly moving average. Remember, we lose the 921. We lost it. We're under the 200, which is technically bearish. This is the next guy in line, and then from here to the 100. So these are the two situations that we're looking at. Either we get a pump up now and get rejected, which, you know, it looks like it wants to do, but that really goes against my rules of TA, and that's where I was stressing last night. Because really, it's better to show on the weekly. Price should come down to the 50 first, give us a lower low, and then come up and test this 100 moving average, which is right up here. That would make a better head and shoulders and also follow really the moving average and everything else. We'd still get our head and shoulders pattern. And here I am just making a absolute crazy mess on this chart. So this situation coming down here and then coming up for the head and shoulders, that should be what happens, in my personal opinion. However, Bitcoin may have another plan. Now, I'm not seeing anything there to give us a bounce, support, moving averages, or anything of that nature. It just wants to go back above the 200 on the 4-hour for the moment, which is now lost. But overall, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a little bit upside short term, but followed by, you know, another drop to some lower levels. And this would be pre-halvening or maybe even post-halvening, because we do get a little dip. We expect a little dip after the halvening. We've looked at this before. I think it's this chart. This is the one that I am using to track the market. And this is us. This is the 2017 high right here. And this is followed, and this is just scale. This was the big COVID event right here, and this was the halvening. So this is what price action did last cycle at the same exact point at where we are in the market. And I just think it's very interesting to keep that in mind. I have seen analysis from someone else on Twitter that I can't remember who, but they also went back and compared the RSIs and tracked the RSIs during these cycles at the points we are. And the RSI, the action in the RSI is very, very similar. Following it very, very closely. So the RSI is getting the same action too. Doing nothing new. Same stuff we did 4 years ago. So I am a believer in the 4-year cycle. And every 4 years, there's fewer Bitcoin. Kind of a new concept where we just print fiat and scarcity, is not really there. We've never really truly had that in a major asset. So scarce like that. It's like that actually functions as a currency. I mean, we had gold. It has that element to some degree, but you can always mine more gold, or God forbid, get tons and tons of gold off of some asteroid. Which, they have found asteroids that have a lot of gold up there. Very enticing for them. Kind of throws some holes into the Zachariah Stitch and Anunnaki theory, where they had to come down here and create humans as slaves to mine gold. If they had that technology, shouldn't they have found gold on asteroids first? Just something to think about. So here on the 3-day chart, which I really like this chart. Now our indicators are bottoming out. Stochastics are bottomed, okay? Stochastics is this line here. When it starts going up, that's usually for a swing to the upside. So it looks like our divergence may play out here, and we may get our bump up before coming down to the 50. Or, we're not that far away from the target at 2430. That's the 50 moving average on the weekly. This is where we should be coming down to before going up. However, well, the 3 days start to make a little bit more sense as to why we may be getting some. That's why I like this chart. It'll fill in the gaps. It's finding support here on the 100 moving average. And that's where when we come over to the weekly and we say, there's nothing there. What's it bouncing from? It should be coming down here. Well, that could be our answer there. But I just want to point out the bearish sentiment that I see here on the weekly chart. Line moving average crossed the 21. Now it's crossing the 200. Any other time frame that you look at when this happens, it's a downward push. So just crazy. I also want to point out that on the weekly, we don't have that bearish divergence. So that's going to be more of a smaller time frame than the weekly for how it plays out. I mean, in 27, this area, 27.7, 27.8, if we do get a pump up on that divergence, that's probably about as high as we're going to get. I'm looking for signs for what it's going to do, and the daily does say it still wants to go up. Ichimoku Cloud says, not so fast, baby. So depending on what chart you look at on these moving averages, and I know I flip-flop around them, but they all tell the story, but they all keep up with each other. So what one moving average on this chart will be a different one on another chart, but still represented somehow. That's the beauty of moving averages. If this 9 crosses that 21 moving average, price stays above the 9, that's bullish for the move up. And we would be testing 27.4, maybe up to 27.6 as 200 moving average. Could blast above it, go up to the 128.268. That's the possibilities that we are looking for. Those are the signs to look for that would be playing out. Signs that it's not playing out would be on the smaller time frames, like it's doing right now. And I'm liking. The 4 hour is telling the story, and we see where we bumped above, and now, even though we got that cross of the 9 over the 200, we're still looking to get rejected. Now there can still be a comeback, so that's what I'm keeping my eye on. But all indicators are saying, including the MACD, like I said earlier, we should be coming down a little bit. How far? We'll have to figure that out. Maybe to the 24,000 like it's supposed to. But it was a very real conundrum, because what was throwing everybody off is that this was a breakout. This was a clear breakout of this line. That's why it looked hella bullish. It's now a fake out because we've entered back into the pattern. Now, breakout and fake out rules usually dictate that once they do that, you go to the downside of the pattern, and that is coming back down to the $24,000 area. So there's my argument. There's my theory for our lower prices. Moving averages, it's just the way the moving averages are supposed to work and the way these are supposed to work. Even though Ichimoku Cloud is saying, I got your back, baby. You want to go up? I got you. I'll be here for you, girl. You go. I got you. So it does have some support for going up, but it shouldn't. So watching the smaller time frames will give us some very important clues that we need to follow in this, because Bitcoin should be coming down. Should have been coming down a long time ago because it's been just breaking all the freaking rules. Very interesting things been happening with Bitcoin. It's been busting through a trend line and then going to the upside. So here is one thing that I am watching very closely here on the 4 hour to help you understand this better. If this is truly a move to the upside, maybe they're trying to fake us out again. Don't put it past the market makers to do this. My argument was that we're heading toward the weekend. How, if we get a bullish breakout on a Friday, how are you expecting a low liquidity, a low volume weekend, which is mostly just retail people, no institutional backing, to support that price and keep it up or moving up? It did not make sense. It did not click. It does not compute. Hence, this makes a lot more sense right here, especially for the weekend. Now, weekends are known for just going sideways and being just boring. They could hold us here all weekend in suspense until next week, until we figure out what the market makers and institutions are doing at play. So we got that excitement to look for the weekend price action. The good news for that is that if Bitcoin does go sideways, Bitcoin dominance behaves itself. So if my little cheat sheet chart over here, if Bitcoin if Bitcoin dominance continues down, which it is, and Bitcoin just kind of hangs out to this area on the weekend, we could see a move up in our altcoins this weekend. And that excites me. That excites me. Because there's lots of altcoins that I want to take profit on that pop up so I can buy some of them that are going down lower. Now we got to make sure I get this off the screen or I'll leave it up there. So here's the deal, the dealio. Drawing a Fibonacci from this swing low here to the swing high. I'm looking at this 236 Fibonacci retracement. If it would caught support there, you are looking, if you catch support there and get it flips, you expect a hellacious move to the outside. That's your strongest bounce for more upward movement. The next one in line that can still do that is this 382 area, 26,121 area. We could find support there. There's some indications here. We got some moving averages to give us that support. And that could still give us a move to the upside. This may be our weekend price action. This may be next week. Throwing these ideas out there. So we have to watch this very closely because there's still some bullishy signs here. And never trust a market maker or a symmetrical triangle. Just throwing out words of wisdom there, especially when they are looking to accumulate and get their bags full. This is one of the most prized assets in the world's Bitcoin, and the big guys know it, and the big guys want it cheap. And if they have a way to, by hook or crook, to get it down to around 20,000 at the base price, base entry price, yeah, they'll do it. Especially before the halving, and use every excuse, every news article, everything that they can think of. Well, we might even hear BlackRock come out and say that it's rat poison, just so they can get a better deal and flip the script after they get it and say it's the best thing since sliced bread. Wall Street plays dirty, especially when there's, we don't have the same rules in place that they do have on Wall Street. I'm not an advocate that we go to a legacy system at all, but they do have more freedom over here and do things that, hell, they do things on Wall Street they get in trouble for and get slapped on the wrist with $1 million fines, which is about 1 to 5% of what they made overall by doing the bad things. What do you think they're going to do in crypto? Yeah. What do you think they have been doing? JP Morgan, Notorious. If they can rig the gold and silver markets, what do you think that they are trying to do with all these future ETFs that we've got? Guys, I've been spewing on about Bitcoin, but man, I appreciate you here. If you're here,
for those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
hitting that like button does help get our program out for more people to see, especially in this time slot. Gosh, I need some help with that. Strega is in the house. Strega, my right-hand person. My right hand. And not a member. Well, I'm glad to have you guys here. Glad to have you in the chat here. Strega says, I'm awake. Yeah, me too. It was hard. This is a new time frame for me, and I'm not quite adjusted. And I'm trying to get my schedule adjusted to this too, because I'm a night owl. Don't let the birdie face fool you. I'm a nice guy, but Strega says I was writing an email and missed the start. Yeah, I almost missed the start too, so don't feel bad. I have a feel that SEI would have a nice little jump while I fell asleep. Did it happen? Probably did. I saw something on Tokenmetrics about them last night. I'm here, got reception at the campsite. Oh, cool. Are you out camping? Man, I miss camping. I married a woman with allergies, so I don't get to do all the outdoorsy stuff that I used to do, but I used to love to live on the lake on jet skis and camping on islands and tents with my little dog who loved the water and loved to ride my jet ski. Oh, it was a fun time. I miss those days. Just me and my dog out having fun on the lake. She would like to she insisted on riding on the front of my jet ski. If I tried to go out on my jet ski without her, she would swim out. I couldn't do it. She loved the water. She was a little lab. Sweetest little thing. Sadly, when she's 2 years old, she got hit by a car because she was trying to stop me from going to work. She hated me when I left. Oh, but let's keep the things positive. That's that little dog. Sweet souls. I love animals. All right, so I lost my chat box again. I do that quite often. So looking at Bitcoin, that's what we got going on. Okay, so there's still a chance for a Hail Mary to come, so it's not out of the woods. We got to see what price action does over the weekend. I have been in shorts, which thank God, because like my analysis says I should take a short here. So I'm over here on Fairdesk, which is a new exchange that I am working with. I'm doing a schlong over here, but trying to work a hedge with this undecided activity. 1 minute is looking bullish for Bitcoin, so she's getting ready to go up on the short term. Just letting you know that. Fairdesk is a new place I'm working with, and a cool place that is friendly to U.S. and Canadian citizens, and they also have copy trading. Something new. And your boy Road Dog Crypto's over here. And these are my stats. There are some people over here with 100% win rates. Amazing. They've currently got me clocked in at 91.5 with 19 followers and 60. I'm actually changing my strategy on that. I've been going over it on my end. When I use this, it doesn't operate like the futures platform. It operates different. It's like each individual trade, it's it. You know, get in, stop loss, set your sell price. It's not a position you build on. It doesn't give you wiggle room. So you got to fine tune your strategy. So my first few days was going through a lot of losses and just checking it out. Now I'm devising my strategy and starting to get it. But what I'm going to be doing now is focusing more on altcoins, because I was trying to do the Bitcoin, the higher leverage. I think we can go as high as 25x on this one. And that can work, but let's do what I'm good at, which is more swing trading these altcoins. So that's the approach. I'm going to lower the leverage on my copy trades, go with more altcoins. I'm going to let these Bitcoin trades play out. There may be some wins, there may be some losses. But the altcoins I've set up, and I'm just waiting for it to play out the way it's supposed to. So I am making that shift over there. But a nice place to go. They have a nice spot. They have futures, and they also have copy trading. Nice list of coins there. Actually, I think you can go over and coin. Did I still have it right? Yes. You can check these places out over on CoinGecko, and you can see the list of the coins that they have for perps and everything. So Fairdesk is very good for perpetuals. And there's also my best strategy for this point in the market is spot margin, where I can use my assets as collateral to build bigger bags, and doing it at the lows in the market is the best time to work the strategy. I was doing it at KuCoin, but of course I had to migrate. But now Bitmart is the place I'm working with, and they have that. So expect to see a lot of that as I start explaining that strategy. It's margin. It's like 3 to 5x, baby. You just control your debt ratio. You're golden, and you can build bags 3 to 5 times bigger, 3 to 5 times faster. Awesome. So Bitmart, definite put on your list. Friendly to US. You may have to use a VPN on this one. I cannot remember, but no KYC required on this one. And then also BitUnix. Oh, by the way, Bitmart, seriously, it is a lot like KuCoin and MEXC and the markets that they have, the coins that they have, off the chain. Off the chain, a lot, a ton. I'm trying to get a list of them, even just on spot. I mean, they're all there, baby. They have got, I mean, if you're looking for an obscure coin, they probably got it, even if MEXC doesn't have it. That's how impressive Bitmart is. And then also over on BitUnix, which will load. We'll come back to BitUnix. BitUnix has got a promotion going on. Deposit more than $10 and you get $10. A lot of these exchanges do. Links are in the description below if you're looking for that. That does help support the channel because it's expensive to pay out for all the subscriptions I have to make this channel. Not that I'm complaining, but you know, I've been doing this for about 1.5 years now. Is that right? Yeah. Over 1 year. We still not at 1,000 subs. Huh. Gotta change that. I need some comments. I need some likes, people. I need some comments in the chat. I need some comments in the comment section. I need some shares. Anything to help this channel grow so I can give away some Tangem wallets, people. If you guys are not familiar with Tangem, it is the best wallet out there, in my personal opinion, most secure. And I'm trying to give them away. All I need is 1,000 subs to give away 3 of these guys. And I swear, since I started this, what's happened, I started going live instead of doing more coin videos, because that's usually what I was doing. Those coin videos bring in the subs and get me out to new people, and the live streams don't. So since I've started focusing on live, I'm not getting as much exposure. So I need some help, people, so I can give these free wallets away, because I'm giving 3 of them away, and you can find out how to do it. It's simple. It's in the description. Strega says, I'm listening, but I'm really hungry right now. Strega's got the munchies. I don't identify with right today. And myself is here. Myself, so we got rejected? Yes, thank God we got rejected. Because I'm short, that's why. I mean, I'm bullish on Bitcoin overall, but it's not right now. Let me get my trade straightened out first, Bitcoin. Strega's very hungry. So nice to see you guys over here in the chat. Eat It featuring Weird Al. So I hope you know Weird Al because my systems sound weird. Gotcha. Just destroyed the like button. Hey man, I appreciate that. I like all about the piniums. I'm staking my comments and likes. Strega's hilarious. You gotta see, I do a little of both from what I see works. Yeah, I do. The only thing about the videos, I guess it kind of what got me is the last video I did was on Rep Augur. And I thought I did good research on it. And the hole in it was I don't have access as a US citizen to actually check out the platform. And it was Tokenmetrics liked it, had great reviews for it. Turns out, well, it was an awesome platform. Fully decentralized, cool concepts, like a gambling place for crypto, but there's no one using it. So it's basically a dead project. It was just speculative price movement. It was a great trade. Trade was awesome. But in the video, you know, I was kind of saying it could be a nice long-term hold, which if it was a real project, maybe. So just kind of, I've had to, you know, go in on that video and make notes. I don't want to mislead people. That's my biggest fear. I don't want to steer people in the wrong way. This whole channel is to help people navigate, give people the information they need to be more successful in this bull run, especially people that haven't been through a 4-year cycle. And so that just really kind of bothered me, and I kind of I kind of just eased off the videos for a little bit until I see something that really gets my attention. And there are some coins out there that I think would be great. And since you guys are here on the live stream, Idle is one of them, IDLE, that I'm looking at. I just have not gotten around to making a video. And then I've got to do some for some of the exchanges that I'm working with too, just to kind of showcase them a little bit more. So that may be a live trade stream that we do on that. I don't know. But the videos have definitely affected the new subscribers and getting me out there, and that's kind of critical right now. And it's an uncertain market. Sugar says, yeah, do your own research. Yeah, and I thought I did. That's what spooked me. And I just took for granted, well, I just don't have access to it because I'm in the States, that it was up and operating. And I guess technically it is, but once I finally got to see what was going on, there was nothing there, and haven't been for it's a ghost town. So you've got those kind of things, and you know, I'm grateful that I found that out, or I'd be sitting there, yeah, Auger Rep, ooh, I don't know why it's down, but it's going to go up, baby. You know it will. I mean, I don't know. You know, I just don't want to mislead anyone. So there are some coins that we need to probably take a look at today. Taking a look at altcoins. This is what we got on my watch list. These are the ones that are kind of high. We need to take a look at these little guys. These are the ones that have been outperforming for the year. And today, this is how well they're doing. Vega. It's a nice little 22% pump there. Out of the top 100 for the daily. Nice. VET. We've been talking about some of these here on the channel. We've been talking about some there's not on here that have been doing very, very nice lately. I guess I need to be like those other YouTubers and get those vanity sheets and says 50% gains today. Oh, I'm just too lazy. Not too lazy. It just takes some time to do all that stuff, all those graphics and things. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at a few things for altcoins, right? Total 3 is still continuing on its upswing, still above the 9 moving average. That's pretty impressive. I don't know why I use this particular chart when I've got all this stuff laid over here nice and pretty, so we can look at everything at a glance. Over to the left, my friends, is Bitcoin dominance, which is coming down. That is awesome for altcoins. And the situation is, if Bitcoin, like we said, if it just goes sideways and this continues down, altcoins right over here will continue going up. Now, here's what's going on. This is Tether dominance. This is the stable coin, Tether. And people have been selling out of Tether, putting it into Bitcoin, and especially a little bit more into altcoins here. Or maybe I just got it unscaled. Very interesting situation. So the best thing that we could hope for is for this to come down, this to continue coming down, and this to go up. And for Bitcoin to stay sideways or go up, and altcoins to go to the moon. Now, the moving averages here, everything on this chart is starting to look like, well, the moving averages anyway, like we're going to pump up. Doing a retest of this trend line, maybe coming back to the 50 moving average. That will probably happen over this weekend. So maybe weekend won't see the big altcoin point that we were maybe hoping for. Because it looks like Tether dominance is starting to take off. It's getting the bounce here. So that's going to hurt a little bit. Bitcoin dominance is still overall in a bullish trend, but you know, so is altcoins, just not right now. But our indicators here are suggesting that we get, you know, a nice little pullback in altcoins and Bitcoin dominance, which I'm okay with Bitcoin dominance and doing it, not a problem. So the weekend, as I see it, will probably be another lackluster weekend. Don't expect anything crazy. Boring Bitcoin sideways. Maybe we'll see a few altcoins pop off, but generally the money's starting to come out of altcoins over the weekend. So just keep that in mind. This is the point of control that is trying to go back down to on the market cap on the altcoins here. You know what? I'm stupid. I put the wrong one up there. Ah, thank you. Thank you for making more sense now. I'm sorry. This is total 2, total 3 altcoins. Let's revise our story. Okay, since we got, she still wants to go down. She wants to get rejected here at this area. So we can still see a little bit of altcoin reduction. I'm just reading charts, people, and I have to pay attention to make sure I got the right ones up here on this thing. So as money comes back into Tether, be selling off on altcoins, maybe Bitcoin. But then again, rehashing this Bitcoin dominance. If we see this continue down, Bitcoin goes sideways over the weekend, this could get another bounce up. This is the point of control here. That's where it is trying to go. It should try to go to the 200 moving average, but our indicators are saying it's tired. It needs to take a break. But I will say this. Money flow is getting into the green down here on Market Cipher, and that's a very big indicator. That means our pullbacks are not going to be quite as bad. So now we got kind of the same situation we were watching with Bitcoin here, where we're kind of in this bearish pattern, this rising wedge, which usually breaks to the downside. There is this one freak thing that can happen when you break to the upside of it, it will take off like crazy. So that's what we're watching for. If we get a bullish move there, break above this point of resistance, it's to the races for altcoins. And of course, we wouldn't need Bitcoin to go sideways. This go down, or both of them go down, and or Bitcoin go up and this go down. That would do this little trick here. But my indicators are saying she's tired, likely to get rejected here. So we may get our pullback in altcoins. And if it does, I would see that happening this weekend, as more people try to go into Tether, it seems. And Bitcoin seems to be wanting to come down on our 4-hour chart. Now, if she comes down, where's she coming? Well, after a move like that, you should be coming to the 50% retracement on the Fibonacci. That's just Dow, straight up, plain, basic Dow theory, Charles Dow. It is likely to come to the 618. That's 25,661 in that area. Possible. Would have to break past this zone at 26,000 to do that, will it? Does it have enough strength? If it doesn't, we're still bullish, and next week might be very interesting for Bitcoin. Sunday afternoon, we will look closely at the weekly chart to get more of a feel and make our plans for Bitcoin next week. So falling back into this pattern, and generally how that works, it will either bring us down to a point, a partial decline could happen here at the 618. That's where we have these areas, or normally down to the bottom of the pattern. So, and that would match up with my 50 moving average theory on the weekly. Just what I see. Striga says, no, I'm lazy. Hey, Richard, welcome to the show. Dorkle coin is going to the moon. Striga says, I had Dork Lord on my list, but just burned out on Peppy right now. I have been seeing Dorkle. We mentioned that on one of our streams. It was one of the new coins. Let's check out Dorkle. Is it? I call it Dorkle. What's it called? Dork Lord. Was it an NFT play? 0.00312 cents. Max supply 1 billion. Circulating supply is unreported. Market cap unknown. Fully diluted valuations 3 million. So very small. It's NFT play. I don't know. I like, NFTs. I don't think their true use case is really out there yet. The true valuable use case is being used. Right now, I just really, the current phase of NFTs, and I've got some, but I really just see them as project money grabs. It's just easier than coming out with a brand new coin promising to change the world. All you got to do is just throw some cute pictures onto, inscribe it on the chain, and function and utility is what we'll really take advantage of those. And they can always build it in, but if you didn't start with that as your roadmap, then aren't you just kind of chasing clout? Dark Lord. Well, let's take a look at the charts here. The all-time high was 0.13 cents, 0.13 cents. All-time low was 6 days ago at 0.002. So, you know, there's the all-time high was 7 days ago. So it's got a lot of fluctuation here. As degens are just pumping and dumping this guy, buying low, selling high, buying high, selling low. Depends on which side, if you're a winner or a loser in that game. Dorkel is over on MEXC and Gate.io. Polonian X, are they still up in business? Are they still working? I guess so. I used to use them back in the day. 4-hour chart here. Woo, baby. 2.5 cents. It went from 0.008 to 2.5 cents. That's interesting. What was that move? 175% move there. Then she dropped like a rock. 92%. It may be a tradable coin. 210%. I think that is the appeal, is just the tradability of meme coins and NFT coins of these low market caps. It's high risk and, you know, it can be high rewarding. Definitely something to consider with a small portion of your portfolio. You don't want to go all heavy on it, and if you do it right, a small amount should pay you off fairly well. It looks as though it is getting ready to turn up. I like what I'm seeing on the RSI. Some slight divergence. I don't know if that's going to be enough to give us a huge move, but more than likely into a range here. So this might be a nice one to look at for trading. I don't know if it's perpetuals are available on it, or if you just have to trade it in spot. This is quite a big range, but we'll see if we can narrow it down. Call that our short box there. Okay, so we're going to target this 236 area right down here. That's 0.008 cents. Now at some point it may break above that, and you have to realize that and look for the signs. Then we entered into a new zone. But degen trading owns Snorkel. Just a simple range strategy here. Yeah, let's go with degen buy. Because it is a degen play. Alright, let's make this a nice juicy little trade setup, and we'll post it over to the Telegram group. All right, so this guy has got the possibility of going from these lows up to these highs, and that's anywhere from 100 to 70% return on investment on a trade. Meaning, to put $100 into this, just spot, you can get 170 by the time you close your trade. $70 profit. If you're able to short or sell that and then buy back in when we come back down to these low ranges, you're building a bag for a long-term hold, or you're playing the market, building a bag and selling it off, just recycling and moving those profits to somewhere. However you're playing it, just have so many strategies you can do in crypto. But playing the range here, targeting this 236, this 0.008-ish level, maybe a little under. What I would do is take a fib from that high to this low And then put your targets here and target the 786 area. So, because it won't always hit that 236 if we're in the range, right? Sometimes you'll be just a little short. Now, oh man, my order didn't get filled. Well, let's go with the 786 and we'll solve that problem. Just doing a Fibonacci from the swing low to swing high, or swing high to swing low. So I'm going to adjust this little short box to kind of get there. And of course, you also have the 618 definite target. Color that one yellow so I know exactly what it is. I know how to play it. Make sure I get my fib spot on there. Don't be sloppy with the fibs. That's at 0.006526 in that area. So let's get these off of here. And let's do this one. Just put a little white line in there. So you want to make sure that you're not buying above this area. So somewhere below this area. You don't want to get in the middle. If you're stuck in the middle, you're stuck in the middle. And you're just like, this trade sucks. That's not enough profit they mess with. This sucks. It looks good. No, trust me, the extremes. So chasing the green candle usually gets you stuck in the middle. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right, and stuck in the middle with you. So I like this idea for this coin or any other that you see doing the rangy thing. It's in the buy zone. It's right now in the buy zone. My little box is down a little bit low. It's right here. This is the buy zone. This is the juicy buy zone. So great place to pick up Dorkle if you want to take a chance on it. How's it going to do? I don't know, but our indicators are saying, ooh, it's about time for it to take a trip to the upside. There is just a little hair of divergence there, but enough to get us started. First target would be about 0.004 cents. Actually, I mean, it's not a bad idea. Not a bad strategy. Just to start taking profit on these fib levels. Take a little here, take a little there. Move your stop loss up to break even or above break even. And nice trade. This is on the 4-hour chart, and if you want to nail your entry, you would come down to your 15-minute or lower. And you can see the 15-minute says, I mean, if you watch me there, you'd say, okay, let's buy now. Well, you can buy it. You can increase your profit just by going down and sniping it. Right now is not a bad place. But now she could get a little rejection. I doubt it because we're above the 9 is above the 100, so we're probably getting a bounce here. 9 moving average, 50 moving average, and we're just now touching it. I'm sure if I go to the 1 minute here, maybe we'll get more insight. 366 moving average may be giving it support. You would have to watch this to see if there's possibility to go lower. If we do, you might be able to shave off a few fractions of a penny. It does suggest that it may. Yeah, I am looking for lower out of that just by the 1 minute there. So I'm not sure that the 21's going to hold at the moment. So maybe we come back down to the very bottom. It's a good time to be watching for an entry for this is all I'm saying. And if it bounces from where it is now to the upside, then it's making its little bouncy bounce. There is some divergence here on price on the 1 hour. That should give us the bouncy bounce. The 1 hour says we're coming down to this 9 moving average to test it at 0.002988. If we get a bounce there, if you see that 9 across that 21 for your shorter time frames, that's your buy signal. If on the 4 hour, if you see this 9 across that 50, yeah, exit this whole range scenario. We're getting ready to go for a move up. But as long as the 9 moving average isn't over that 50 and we don't see our higher moving averages start coming into play here, and that's on the 4 hour, we're doing good. Or if you see price get above the 200 moving average and stay there, like these moving averages across the 200 on your 1 hour, then consider, hey, this range theory may be over. I may not want to short. So those are signs to look at right there. I'm gonna go ahead and post this over to our Telegram group where all the cool kids are hanging out. I appreciate you for asking about this one. Over on my Telegram group, and descriptions are in the links below. I got a maze of them. I got the lounge where all the cool kids hang out, and then the chart room area where, in my opinion, if you're trying to learn, that's where you want to be. It's student chart area, trade setups, and general. In the general area, if you're into perpetual futures trading, this is what the AI bot ChatGPT of Token Metrics version had to suggest for ones that are good to trade on perpetuals. The only thing is, you got to find the exchange that has these on perpetuals, so that's the catch. But if your exchange does have this list, those should have the volatility that you need to get some good trades on perpetuals. So, throwing that out there. Going to go over to the trade setups, and here's where I'm going to post this little guy. Copy that little link. And this is where, when people ask me to post a chart, I will chart it and put it over there. Or if I see something hot, if the market's hot, I will be posting chart setups, trade setups over there daily, and then probably going over them on the stream. So the more people I get over there, and the more focus that I'll have over here for early birds, is what I'm trying to say. This is Dork L on 4 hour. Now, when I'm focused on my Telegram groups and setups over there, I do like to give more details, but if I'm posting from the live stream, it takes away from the stream for me to have to sit here and type out all the stuff that I would do normally. So there's a trade setup posted on Telegram. Target smart, how to play it. I'll probably have to go back in and put some more detail on that. But she's getting ready to do something, and I think it's a good one. To play short term, I like the chart on that. Striga says, gotta wait for my other plays to work for me. I know that feeling. I'm kind of doing the same thing. Just reading charts. Brr. I guess if one of my degen plays would work, I'd make a slight bit about it. I mean, okay, yeah. Use case is just use car salesman bitch. I never see those recover on the short term, huh? To be fair, I got greedy on the Pepe saga. Well, I mean, it happens, but you recognize it, and that's the step to, well, I'm about to say the step to recovery. The road dog just called me out. What? I don't know. I'm using the greedy fib line. Oh, you to 2.7? Ah, I've never thought of it as being the greedy 2 line. I always thought of it as being the saving grace friend line. Oh, never. Are you threatening me? Never. You're my right-hand man. I'll try not to abuse you. I've been accused of abusing my right hand before. Did you guys hear about that chicken that crossed the 4-lane highway? That was one lucky mother clucker. All right, so one trade that we've been following, I've been following it on US dollars, but I'm really trading on Ethereum because I want to grow some ETH. Unibot. I was hoping to get it down at these juicy prices. She said no. She wanted to go off of this line right here. It's okay. It's okay. So Unibot has been coming up. I think dollar-wise, it's up about $90 now, and it got down to around 65. So pretty cool. She's working her way up, trying to work her way back up to the 200 and this 366 at 0.7 ETH. So I did sneak in some when I saw it wasn't moving down here. These were just in case the market went to hell. These were the targets. My 2 7s on my fibs. And if you don't know what that is, check out the channel. I go over it all the time. The secret sauce fibs that help nail some bottoms. We just didn't need to come down here to nail this one. We just went back to where we started from. We're good. Will she come down here? Well, if she gets rejected here, we're headed there. So it's not over yet, baby. So Unibot WETH trying to grow some ETH. This is in a bullish megaphone pattern. Has a 70% chance to break to the upside, believe it or not. If it catches a partial decline here, it can move there. It's trying to do it. Will it? I don't know. We gotta wait and see. If it doesn't, we're coming down to the bottom. If it gets rejected, we can come down to the bottom of the pattern, which goes quite low, as you can see, all the way to where they owe you money just to hold this coin or even look at it. So partial decline, very important, and that might be here at this level. If it does get rejected, it may come down here to my awesome buy zone. That's if crap hits the fan, because I'm still looking at a black swan event maybe to happen within the next week or so. That's why I got all these low ball offers in there. I'm just saying, just be cautious on the week, the 20th through the 27th. I don't know. I'm just saying, keep an eye open. Bib time tool measurements suggest that something may happen there, good or bad. A big move might be coming one way or the other. Does look like we're getting rejected here. Oh, don't reject me, baby. I remember when MTV used to be good. Talk about the TV show or the coin? And it was over the air. All you needed was bunny ears. I'm a big fan of bunny ears. Oh, myself, I can't see because of the Tangent advertisement. Thank you for saying that, because I forget. I look at a different screen than what you got here. Oh gosh. And now I'm the Rock, and I didn't know that. Okay. Clearly, if my voodoo face didn't scare off anybody, this guy probably did. Okay, so the Tangent ads. Yeah, thank you so much for saying that, because I had this thing up there for the longest time, just chatting away. Nobody could see what the hell I was talking about. So let me ask you, when I put the ads, are they big enough for you to see, like on your phones and things? Because if I can make them smaller, I would like to make them smaller. I just don't know how well people can see them. Is that the button? That's the button. There we go. Much better. Thank you for saying that. Now let's work on my face. I don't want to be the Rock. Not trying to be the Rock. Oh, look, we're back. One time it may be Joe Biden, one time it may be Donald Trump during a video I was recording and I didn't catch it. I turned into Donald Trump for the second half of the video. Well, very, just very annoying. Highly annoying. All right, guys. So the time is now 1:35. So we've been going for an hour here. I feel like I've just talked more about Bitcoin, but we needed to talk about Bitcoin. If you guys got anything you want me to take a look at, go ahead and mention it in the chat quickly, and I will do that. I forgot what it was myself. As busy as free to play a game, it is as busy as a free game to play on Android. So, Here's one that I keep an eye on that few people talk about, and that's Decred. And it jumped back to my GC buy zone. It jumped below it. Go figure, man. I didn't think it's always a possibility for it to go lower, but I didn't foresee it actually getting back down to 1238. The reason I love this coin, it's a mineable coin, it's a hybrid coin. We've seen these areas before, back in July 20. That's when I first started hearing about it. It was at this current price is about $12. I started getting in about 18, 16, 18, and on up to 20 something when I thought, oh, this is getting too expensive. No, take any more risk on this coin. And do you know what it did? From $12, even where I was complaining about it in my newbie state, about $20, I'm not going to go anymore with this. Straight up, $250. So a 20x. That's why I mentioned it to you guys. You may not know about it, but it's not out there like a meme coin, just generating all the hype and everything. But it's got a proven track history in a falling wedge pattern at accumulation zone. Prices is not seen since the last cycle before it took off. That's why I feel like it's my responsibility to share this with you guys. I'm in on this one. I've been in on this one. I know the power of this one. It's got the power. It's got the power to make you wealthier. So great prices in my personal opinion on Decred. If you're wondering about the tokenomics on it, 21 million, just like Bitcoin. Interesting, right? Yeah, that's why I like it. Let's go verify that. Make sure that my mind is working okay, because sometimes I get boomer moments and I misquote things. So I like to verify. Verify, don't trust. That's the crypto motto, and it applies to me and anyone else on YouTube because it's easy to make mistakes, just like I did with the Augur, the REP coin. And I mean, I was looking hard, but I still made a mistake just because that one extra step. I didn't, I couldn't verify that it was a functioning project because I didn't have access as a U.S. citizen. Thank you, Gary Gensler, for that. 15 million circulating supply in DCR, $204 million market cap, 21 million total supply. That's it ever. Most of these are out. It's a Bitcoin type situation. Not saying this will ever overtake Bitcoin, but it does have purpose. It is, I don't know. It's not good to go into any major business contracts or anything like that during Mercury. And of course, I've had some agreements with some places lately. I'm not giving up on Floki 2.0. Do I still have? Let's see if we can get it over here. We had it on Dex Tools though. That's where I had the chart already up on it, right? Or did I have it? Floki 2. Okay, it's not showing up there. Oh, I didn't do it on. Okay. I don't know if I looked at it on Dex Tools. I think I used the other one if I looked at it at all. Why is there a Floki 2.0? Because I actually have some Floki. Did I get screwed on Floki? This is Floki Safe Moon. It's not the same thing, but I tarp this for those guys when they come by, which is starting to get a little bit of a turnaround. So Floki 2, I guess you're trading to Ethereum, maybe? I'm saying liquidity, I guess this is your, yeah, I don't know which contract is right or what. This one seems to be working right here. Oh, you got it? Good. There's the contract. Let's plug that little guy in there. So version 3, I guess it's Arbitrum. I'm finally getting the hang of these things. That's why I was having an issue with Unibot. It's on version 3 and I was trying to use version 2. And that's why I've had trouble trading Unibot on Ethereum. There was no liquidity. So we have to go with this one. So version 2 over here. Ooh, baby. So we were in this. That's top to top, and it kind of gets it. More symmetrical, like I said, you don't ever trust a symmetrical triangle because, well, they do stuff like this. Falling wedges, though. So when a symmetrical triangle does this kind of stuff, I'm serious, man. You never know what they're going to do. Sometimes they'll break to the bottom, they'll flip up, they'll do this, they'll end up making a range, or they look like they're going to the upside, and then they come down and go side. You never trust a symmetrical triangle. That's if I could ever give you words of wisdom, never trust one. Just pass it by. Give it time. Say, let the suckers get hurt, and then we'll go in and we'll cash out on the big move. So when a symmetrical triangle falls, it starts making a falling wedge. Now that gets a hell of a lot more bullish. It just takes a little while to play out. So this is going to make a long ass falling wedge, which should break out somewhere around the 75% mark of filling this triangle. So somewhere around now, start looking for something to happen, such as it going down, which is what it's saying it's getting ready to do now. So my, we're coming down further along this trend line and probably going to ride it at some point, unless this coin just totally dies. It's really respecting that line there, going all the way back to here. Could we look at this differently? Could look at it that way. That could be valid too. But it's really, really respecting this one. So yeah, more downside here, sad to say, on the 4 hour. Possibly as down as, well, it's in an 88.41 with whatever it is with all the zeros. Could come down to 78.88. So not looking so promising at the moment. Looking for any signs of hopefulness, but nothing on the 4 hour there. Ooh, Floki, what is this? Floki 2.0. Not catching the hype. Sorry about that, man. I don't see any divergence to help or anything. It's in a bad shape. Even the 1 hour, what does it look like? It was having some hope on the 1 hour, and then it's just got destroyed. So she's trying to make a little bit of a come up on the 1 hour, but most likely will get rejected there and then see more downside. Unfortunately, out of Floki 2.0, not looking hot today. Sorry, Straga. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm going to go ahead and cut this stream short. Do plan to try to go live tonight, so unless I'm just totally brain dead, see you then. We'll go over some more focus mostly on the altcoins and leave Bitcoin alone, because unless it's got something crazy going on. And we'll get into this fair desk spot trading, and I'll show you what kind of moves I'll be making over there. Alright, until then, be safe, trade wisely, trade cautiously. We're getting ready to go to altcoin weekend, see what happens. It's gonna be good, it's gonna be bad. See if we can find some trades and make some money. Good. Have a good day, everybody. I will see you tonight around 10:30, 11 Eastern Standard Time. Until then, be blessed and may God bless you and everything that you put your hand to.
Come on, come here, boy. Come on. You finish line. Like if you gotta know the truth was gonna let you go. You was fine, never mind, unpredictable. Feet high off the ground, you ain't no one. You a star, blow it up like supernova. In the nighttime, hit my hotline. Sharing secrets, you wish really was part your life. Basic bullets, with no bullets.